Hi everyone, it's Agnieszka Murdoch from 5 Minute Language. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, let me know in the comments if you came from TikTok. I'm also on TikTok, so make sure you follow me there. My username is 5 Minute Language as well. So let's get this video started. Today we're going to talk about the pronunciation of the R sound in British English. So there are three different scenarios I want to cover, and each of them depends on where the R sound is in a word. So for example, when it's at the beginning of the word, if it's in the middle of the word, or at the end of the word. So the first scenario is very similar to how it's pronounced in American English, when it's at the start of a word. So for example, in words such as rest or run, the sound in British English is very similar, if not the same, as in American English. So if you think about the position of your tongue in your mouth is at the top of your mouth when you say right. It's kind of slightly rolled. The sides of your tongue are sort of touching your palate, and the tip of your tongue is not actually touching anywhere. So try it. Say right. So the same thing actually happens when the R sound is in the middle of a word, but it's followed by a vowel. So remember, if it's followed by a vowel, it's pronounced the same as if it was at the start of words. So think about words such as brick or great. You can hear the same kind of sound. Brick and right, the R sound is the same, and it's the same as in American English, r. The situation changes drastically when the R isn't followed by a vowel sound, or if it's at the end of a word. So think of a word such as parcel. In parcel, the R sound is followed by a consonant, which means it needs to be pronounced differently. When it's at the end of a word, such as star or bar, it's also pronounced very differently to how it's pronounced in American English. There is an exception to that, so make sure you watch until the end to find out what it is. But essentially, if you think about the position of your tongue in this situation, when it's at the end of a word, or if it's followed by a consonant, your tongue is actually not at the top of your mouth anymore, it's at the bottom of your mouth. It's quite relaxed. And the tip of your tongue is very close to the kind of line just below your teeth. So when you say star, star, you can see the difference between the R and the R sound very clearly if you think about what your tongue is doing. The same happens when you say parcel or stardom. In this case, the R sound is followed by consonant, so it's pronounced in the same way as if it was at the end of a word. So now the exception, and the exception is actually made up of two separate situations. So the first situation is there is an R sound at the end of a word, such as the word star, but the next word in a sentence starts with a vowel. So for example, the verb is. So if you want to say, this star is really bright, then the R sound at the end of star will be pronounced like in American English because there is a vowel that follows it. So it will sound something like, this star is very bright. This star is, star is. Because these words merge together, so they kind of become almost one sound, and you need to pronounce that R in the middle. Star is. A similar thing happens when you've got a word which ends in an A, strangely, and there isn't an R there, but there is a word that follows it that starts with a vowel. So for example, if you want to say America is an interesting country, in British English a lot of people will say America is. They will almost add an R sound at the end of America, even though it's not there. That's just what a lot of British English native speakers do. America is, instead of saying America is. It obviously depends on how quickly you're speaking and who you are and where you're from. So things will be different and you will hear different versions of the same sound. But this is something to be aware of when you're listening to British English. So I hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments below why you're learning British English. I'd be very interested to know. And obviously, let me know if you came from TikTok. I'd be very interested to know that as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye.